after that embarrassing game against Washington Wizards, my old team, our thoughts in this game were to just redeem ourselves. And we're playing against the LA Lakers, and there are a lot of people that are conflicted whether they should root for the LA Lakers to win the championship again, or maybe even go back to the conference finals. Not sure. And after this in-season tournament that they won, there are a lot of memes regarding Anthony Davis, and I want to show you exactly what I mean by that. This is taken in the in-season tournament, where he scored around 41 points and grabbed 20 rebounds. And this is the in-season tournament finals, where it was against, surprisingly, the Indiana Pacers instead of the Milwaukee Bucks like we expected it to be. I have a lot of thoughts about the Indiana Pacers, but this is going to be in a separate video. This video is going to be mostly about the Lakers because we're playing against them, and Davis was just cheesy as that game. Like right there, he just got back all of a sudden from outside the restricted area just to try and contest me. We were trying to make sure that Anthony Davis was not in position, so we would be able to lob it to Bam Adebayo much easier. And sometimes it just feels like whenever we play against the Lakers in 2K, I know it can't just be me, but every time we play against the Lakers, it seems like they're always overpowered. We tried to make sure Anthony Davis wasn't in position again. This time Adebayo gets the and one. Well, going back to my thoughts on how we play the Lakers in 2K, and just to show you one of the rare things that happen in NBA 2K in general, a foul that is being called on a jump shot. Well, about the Lakers, they're overpowered, and that's because one of the devs is a big fan of the Lakers. That's my opinion, but no shame to the devs. And right there, Anthony Davis tried to cheese us. He leaves Bam Adebayo open, knowing he's our worst shooter. So Bam Adebayo misses it in the corner. And then for some reason, they have me guarding Anthony Davis. Right there, look, that's a mismatch. They go to him. I can't defend him, so I'm just gonna have to keep on jumping. But then so many fakes, and he just makes it count. We were having a hard time dealing with him, both on offense and on defense, but we just had to try and hold on into it. And then the next possession after, we wanted to do the same thing the Lakers did to us. We have Jimmy Butler being guarded by D'Angelo Russell, and like Davis, Jimmy Butler makes it count as well. He was off to a slow start. He started off 1 of 7, but then look at that, he's going to be the one to block the shot. And look at Anthony Davis, he's on the left, he was on the corner, and he just gets back into the possession just to block that fast break layup. He was cheesing us the entire game, and during the entire game we had to endure all of that. I'll show, it's going to be in a later clip, but the Lakers were just cheesing us the entire game. I had to waste so much stamina just so that we can catch up. We were down by as many as 11 points at halftime, so I just did a fast layup, or should I say floater, and then I had to steal it from D'Angelo Russell in the backcourt, and Jimmy Butler just goes some to the basket, giving me the assist. We were down by 5, 2 minutes into the second quarter, or should I say 2 minutes left in the second, so we had to run a play. Jimmy Butler decides to drive it in, and look, they overhelp, leaving me wide open for the 3. Good pass there by Jimmy Butler. We were going down like sometimes in the game, and then Jimmy Butler, he was off. Like I said, he was off to a bad start. He was getting frustrated, and this play, it shows exactly why he's getting too frustrated. He just gets a flagrant 1. And it sends LeBron James to the line, and he was making all of his free throws somehow, and that's amazing because in real life sometimes LeBron just doesn't make a lot of his free throws. Sometimes he's just inconsistent, and look, sometimes it just feels like we're having a hard time trying to get the rebounds over LeBron James, Anthony Davis, because they are two excellent rebounders. And this game came all the way to the clutch. Look at this, one of the most overpowered plays. Caleb Martin off a pick and pop. They don't defend it for some reason. Sometimes whenever you run a pick and pop, it's like the CPU doesn't know what to do with it. And right there, this is another one of my favorite plays. This is a pick and pop for Jimmy Butler this time. He shoots it and he makes the open three. We were trying to make all the good plays possible in the clutch. We're down by 2 with 7 minutes left to go in the game, and they try to lob it into Anthony Davis. Bam Adebayo just denies it. But then we couldn't even get a good fast break opportunity because I got bumped, and Jimmy Butler just did not have a great game. I mean, it happens because even the best ones have off games sometimes. No one's perfect. And right there, this is good defense by Bam Adebayo. I go all the way into the fast break. LeBron tries to chase me down, and I just go to the line where I had to make as many free throws as I could. I had 29 points right now. I scored 34 points in that game. Actually, this was my best scoring performance of this season. I had to score a lot of those points because a lot of my teammates' opportunities, they couldn't even get open that game. The Lakers were just locking them down. And right there, this is another example of why the Euro step is an overpowered move. On that fast break, I just did a Euro step on D'Angelo Russell, and then he just couldn't defend that. And I know Bam Adebayo is one of the best defenders in the NBA, almost defensive player of the year like, but even then, stuff like that is going to happen even against the best of defenses. Anthony Davis just made the post fadeaway from around 20 feet. I don't know what just happened right there. The Lakers just left Tyler Hero wide open to the basket. Anthony Davis wasn't prepared for some reason. He was guarding Bam Adebayo all the way outside of the basket, thinking he's a three-point shooter. And this is where we're going to keep trading baskets. It was an entertaining game in the clutch. See right there, I couldn't get the rebound over Davis because he's just too tall. And look at that give and go. Me and Jimmy Butler got that connection. He knows what I want to do. Sometimes I would go all the way to the basket and he would just pass it right away. And speaking of great defenses, look at LeBron James just posterizing Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin just got embarrassed right there. My goodness, that's a 39-year-old LeBron doing that. I don't know how people are going to do anything like that at that age. I know Vince Carter at around 4 years old can still have hops like that, but not that well. In these last few possessions, it was like we were just trading baskets. We score, the Lakers score, nobody could defend each other. And even when we do defend each other well, it leads to an offensive rebound at the end of it. And finally, we get a stop. We go on the fast break, and then Tyler Hero just makes a jump shot off of the pass from me. So we got a 4-point lead, but the Lakers managed to tie it. And look at that, I tried to shoot over Anthony Davis. I get blocked, but I at least get the rebound. We're gonna run a pick and roll, Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. Another miss. Bam Adebayo gets an offensive rebound, and he gives us the second chance points, putting us back on top. This was a close game the entire game. The Lakers just were putting the pressure on us. They didn't want us to pull away. Look at Austin Reeves trying to ISO Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero doesn't bite. And Caleb Martin with the excellent help defense right there, forcing the turnover. Huge possession for us. We're gonna run a pick and roll for Caleb Martin, and I decided not to do an alley-oop because I remember the last time I tried to lob to Caleb Martin, it was just a bad pass. I don't know why 2K made me throw a lazy alley-oop attempt to Caleb Martin right there, that last game. That's why I didn't want to throw the alley-oop. I didn't want to take the risk. And we got another stop. And this time I'm running the pick and roll with Bam Adebayo. And I throw the alley-oop. At least I can throw it to Bam Adebayo, not to Caleb Martin. While Caleb Martin can be a alley-oop threat, Bam Adebayo is just better at that. And LeBron James, I don't know what he was trying to do. He tried to attack Caleb Martin again. He passes it off of my back. I had to call the ball from Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler was just gonna try and do too much. And then I call for a pick and roll with Jimmy. I throw the alley-oop, and that's the game. We win by 6 points. That was a much better executed game in the clutch for us compared to that Wizards game. We hold on to win. The next game is against the Memphis Grizzlies, and I'm trying to defend John Morant. This is another great test for me on defense, trying to guard another superstar in Ja. And Memphis, I have a lot of thoughts about them as well. Once John Morant came back from that 25-game suspension, it was looking like they weren't going to be competitive this year because they couldn't get off to a great start because he missed those 25 games. They're not in the play-in race right now, but after that game against the Pelicans where John Morant made that game winner, it felt like things were gonna be looking up for the Memphis Grizzlies because they needed him back. Desmond Bane, while he's a great secondary option, speaking of secondary options, I tried to do some shot creating shots over John Morant. I got him leaning on that shot. I wanted to try to practice my shot creation this game. Oh, John Morant was just embarrassed by the ankle breaker, so he decided to try and dunk it home instead. And going back to Desmond Bane, while he may be a great secondary option, we don't know how he's going to be able to thrive being the primary creator once Ja Morant is out. We know he's capable of doing that. He was scoring at least around a lot of points. He had a 50-point game against the Detroit Pistons a lot earlier this year. This was during one of those games where Ja served his 25-game suspension. And I know there's another person worth talking about, Jaren Jackson. Even Jaren Jackson was going off as well. Right now he's actually averaging 21 points a game. As of Ja Morant's return, all three of Morant, Bane, and Jackson have been averaging above 20 points. So Memphis is not far behind in the playoff race. They won 4 straight games ever since Ja returned, and it really is looking up for them. They got their superstar back, and Bane can just continue being the elite secondary scorer for them. He and Ja Morant are low-key an underrated guard duo because Ja Morant is an elite slasher. Desmond Bane is a great shooter. I know I have my questions about how he's going to be able to become a great primary creator. He's better as a secondary creator, but in the games where Ja Morant was out, the first 25 games of the season, Desmond Bane has shown a lot of potential. We were down by around 14 points in the second quarter against the Memphis Grizzlies. We were in a similar position We were in the last game against the LA Lakers, and I tried to do another shot creation, but two people went to me, so I decided to pass it to Caleb Martin, which was a much better option. In this possession right there, I don't know why we're trying to set a double screen for Kevin Love. That's just not his game. He's not that much of a ball handler. And look at that. Zaire Williams just catches the alley-oop, posterizing it over Haywood Highsmith. Two of my teammates have been embarrassed in this video. Caleb Martin being embarrassed by LeBron James. Highsmith got embarrassed by Zaire Williams being posterized. Both of them have been posterized this game, and you just do not want to be a part of that montage because it makes you look very bad on defense. Because while you're trying to play as good as defense as you can, whenever you get posterized by at least someone, it's over for you. They're gonna call you frauds on defense, even though you're like trying to hustle out there. I take a bad shot. I was practicing shot creation too much. I was just taking a lot of bad shots this game. I didn't even play well at all this game. I don't know why. It just seems like I just cannot play well at all in Memphis, or at least shoot well at all. Because last year I shot horribly. In 2K23 I shot so bad against the Grizzlies. That was our first meeting against Memphis, and look at that. We just go back down by 10 points. We had to call a timeout. We were just not playing great. And I just wanted to go back to Desmond Bane for a second. I know I actually made a mistake when I said he had a 50-point game. He did almost have 50 points against Detroit. He had 49 points. But he was scoring around 37, 26, and then it feels like he was just gonna take another leap. And this capability right there that he's showing this season, it seems like it's not a fluke. The only problem with him now is how is he able to stay healthy? He's missed a lot of games earlier last year with a foot injury from what I can remember. And during the playoffs in 2022, he suffered a back injury which limited his mobility and his impact on the offensive end. And just to interrupt for a sec here, it just feels like the team takeover has been a lot shorter than in years past. The first time it activated for us this year was like, oh wait, why does it feel a lot shorter? And then I couldn't even do well on the first team takeover that I had. The possession a few seconds earlier, I tried to throw a lob with Caleb Martin to Bam Adebayo, and then it just couldn't even become accurate. And right there, we got away with a foul. I tried to pass it to Jimmy Butler, then he just wasn't open, so I passed it off to Caleb Martin. And these were my only points for that team takeover. Those two free throws there by Caleb Martin. I need to find a way to try and make it longer. I think there has to be a perk where it can be possible. I was wide open for three off of that double down screen. And this possession right there was when I had to focus on trying to upgrade my mid-range. As you can see, I got Steven Adams touching the floor and I couldn't even make that shot. It was slightly late. And Ja Morant missed it. It was clutch time again for us. We're down by 6. We're gonna run this ISO fist end with Jimmy Butler. And right there, Jaren Jackson just got there in time. Jaren Jackson, like Anthony Davis, can be very scary on defense. And right there, we couldn't even hold on. We couldn't even catch up. We were down by 8. And just to throw some salt in the wound, Jaren Jackson just makes a contested 3 right in the face of Kevin Love. We lose. Ja Morant and Desmond Bain scored 36 and 26 respectively. Like I said a while ago, they're an underrated guard duo. And for us, Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler scored 27 and 20 respectively. I didn't have my best game, I only had 10 points. Well, it just happened, so just gonna move on to the next one.
Hero for three.
Oh, look at Jimmy Butler! Jimmy Butler just did a putback slam poster over Chris Middleton!